Marina electrical systems often face unique challenges due to the harsh environment, leading to issues like neutral wire burnouts. The reasons for a neutral wire burning out while the hot and ground wires remain intact can be multifaceted. Firstly, a loose neutral connection is a prime suspect. If the neutral wire isn't properly tightened within the outlet, it creates a high resistance connection. Over time, this elevated resistance generates heat, causing the neutral wire to overheat and eventually burn. Secondly, an overloaded circuit could be the culprit. When too many appliances or devices are connected to a single outlet, the circuit can become overloaded. This overload forces excessive current through the neutral wire, leading to overheating and potential burnout. Thirdly, corrosion plays a significant role, particularly in marine environments. Salt water and moisture accelerate corrosion, weakening the neutral connection and increasing resistance. This corrosion-induced resistance contributes to the wire's overheating. Fourthly, the outlet itself may be defective. A faulty outlet may not conduct the neutral current efficiently, creating localized heating and leading to burnout. Fifthly, a ground fault can cause unexpected neutral wire behavior. A ground fault can divert neutral current through the ground wire instead of the intended neutral path. This diversion overloads the neutral wire, causing it to overheat. Finally, the marine environment presents specific electrical hazards. Corrosion, moisture, and vibration common in marinas put additional stress on electrical connections, increasing the likelihood of failures. Addressing these issues requires a systematic approach. Firstly, inspect and tighten all connections. Use a torque wrench to ensure that all connections in the outlet, breaker panel, and boat cord are properly tightened according to specifications. This eliminates loose connections that contribute to overheating. Secondly, reduce the circuit load. Redistribute appliances or devices to different outlets to alleviate the load on the affected circuit. This prevents excessive current flow through the neutral wire. Thirdly, employ corrosion-resistant connections. Use marine-grade electrical connections designed to withstand the harsh environment. Apply dielectric grease to these connections to protect them from corrosion and maintain a good electrical contact. Fourthly, replace any suspected faulty outlets. If an outlet is suspected of being defective, replace it with a new, high-quality outlet to ensure proper current conduction. Fifthly, check for ground faults. Install and regularly test a ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI to detect and interrupt any ground faults. This minimizes the risk of neutral wire overheating due to diverted current. Sixthly, inspect for marine-specific hazards. Ensure that all electrical connections are adequately protected from moisture and vibration using proper conduit or junction boxes. Regularly inspect these components for damage or corrosion to prevent failures. In addition to these corrective measures, consider these proactive steps. Firstly, educate boat owners. Inform them about the importance of using marine-safe electrical cords and plugs that are in good condition. This prevents the introduction of faulty equipment into the marina's electrical system. Secondly, establish a regular maintenance schedule. Conduct periodic inspections of all power centers and electrical connections within the marina to identify and address potential issues before they escalate. Finally, implement surge protection. Install surge protectors on the outlets to protect against voltage spikes, which can damage the neutral wire and other electrical components. By addressing the root causes of neutral wire burnouts and implementing preventative measures, you can significantly improve the reliability and safety of marina electrical systems. This includes understanding the NEC, or National Electrical Code requirement. The NEC provides specific guidelines for electrical installations in marinas and other wet locations. Following these guidelines is crucial for ensuring safety and preventing electrical hazards. For example, NEC Section 555.3 requires that all electrical equipment in marinas be suitable for use in wet locations. This means that the equipment must be designed to withstand exposure to moisture and corrosion. NEC Section 555.7 addresses the grounding of electrical systems in marinas. Proper grounding is essential for preventing electric shock hazards and ensuring the safe operation of electrical equipment. All metal parts of the electrical system, including enclosures, conduits, and equipment, must be properly grounded. NEC Section 555(19) covers the requirements for ground fault protection. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are required in many areas of marinas to protect against electric shock hazards. GFCIs detect small ground faults and quickly interrupt the flow of electricity, preventing serious injury or death. NEC Table 310.15b16 provides ampacity ratings for conductors. This table is used to determine the appropriate size of conductors for a given electrical load. It's important to select conductors that are large enough to carry the load without overheating. NEC Section 250.122 specifies the minimum size of equipment grounding conductors. The equipment grounding conductor is used to connect the metal parts of the electrical system to ground. It must be sized appropriately to safely carry fault current back to the source. Understanding voltage drop is also critical. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage that occurs along a conductor due to its resistance. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction and can also lead to overheating of conductors. To minimize voltage drop, use conductors that are large enough for the load and keep the length of the conductors as short as possible. When working with electrical systems in marinas, it's essential to use appropriate tools and equipment. This includes insulated tools, voltage testers, and ground fault detectors. Always follow safe work practices and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as rubber gloves and safety glasses. Regular inspections are key to maintaining safe electrical systems in marinas. Inspection should be conducted by qualified electricians who are familiar with the NEC requirements for marinas. Inspection should include checking for corrosion, loose connections, damaged wiring, and other potential hazards. Any problems that are identified during an inspection should be corrected immediately. Educating boat owners about electrical safety is also important. Boat owners should be aware of the hazards of using damaged or improperly wired electrical equipment. They should also be instructed on how to properly use GFCIs and other safety devices. Furthermore, it's also worth discussing stray current corrosion. Stray current corrosion, also known as galvanic corrosion, is a common problem in marinas. It occurs when stray electrical currents flow through the water and corrode metal parts of boats and other equipment. To prevent stray current corrosion, it's important to properly bond all metal parts of the electrical system together. This includes bonding the metal hulls of boats to the marina's grounding system. It's also important to use zinc anodes to protect metal parts from corrosion. Zinc anodes are sacrificial metals that corrode instead of the other metal parts. Regarding electrical connections, using the correct type of connector is crucial for safety and reliability. Wire connectors should be appropriate for the size and type of wire being used. They should also be suitable for use in wet locations. When making electrical connections, it's important to ensure that the wires are properly stripped and that the connections are tight. Loose connections can cause overheating and can also lead to electrical fires. Conduit systems protect wiring from physical damage and moisture. When installing conduit, it's important to use the correct type of conduit for the application. PVC conduit is commonly used in marinas because it is resistant to corrosion. However, metal conduit may be required in some areas to provide additional protection from physical damage. Junction boxes provide a safe and convenient way to make electrical connections. Junction boxes should be properly sized for the number of wires and connections being made. They should also be suitable for use in wet locations. When installing junction boxes, it's important to ensure that they are properly sealed to prevent moisture from entering. Considering surge protection, surge protectors can help protect electrical equipment from damage caused by voltage spikes. Voltage spikes can be caused by lightning strikes, power surges, and other electrical disturbances. Surge protectors work by diverting excess voltage away from the equipment being protected. When selecting surge protectors, it's important to choose models that are designed for use in marinas. Dockside power pedestals provide a convenient way for boat owners to connect to shore power. Power pedestals should be equipped with GFCIs to protect against electric shock hazards. They should also be properly grounded. When installing power pedestals, it's important to ensure that they are located in a safe and accessible location. Regular testing of electrical equipment is essential for ensuring safety and reliability. GFCI should be tested monthly to ensure that they are functioning properly. Other electrical equipment, such as circuit breakers and wiring, should be tested annually. Testing should be performed by qualified electricians. Also, it's important to consider energy efficiency when designing and maintaining electrical systems in marinas. Energy-efficient lighting, such as LED lighting, can help reduce energy consumption. Using energy-efficient appliances and equipment can also help save energy. Boat owners should be encouraged to use energy-efficient practices, such as turning off lights and appliances when they are not in use. Finally, remember documentation. Keeping accurate records of electrical installations and maintenance is essential for ensuring safety and reliability. Records should include information about the location of electrical equipment, the type of equipment installed, and the date of installation. Records should also include information about any maintenance or repairs that have been performed. All of these things contribute to a safe and reliable electrical system in a marine environment and will ultimately help in the understanding and resolving the issue of neutral wire burnouts.